It is time for another episode brought to you by Coach Cameron and all his ridiculous soccer thoughts, and also brought to you by Deep Thoughts with a Deep Voice. We're going to bring him on again because that's what we do, and that's what we're going to do. I'm excited about that. So we're going to bring Deep Thoughts with a Deep Voice on for the heck of it. But the topic is Carli Lloyd. So in CNN, Worthless News reports that soccer star Carli Lloyd says she's had the best training of her career during the pandemic. Of course she did. Everyone's had their best training during the pandemic when they're stuck at home getting the proper training. See, she proves that training at home is better than anywhere else you can get. Best training of her career is during this time. Yeah, see, she even proves there's no need for coaches. We don't need coaches. We just need good players with a soccer ball and a team to play, which seems like it's never going to happen. So that's where we're at. And Carli Lloyd, who turns 38 in July, so she's planning on coming back in 2021, according to this article. And she's, during this downtime we're in, she's getting the best training ever. So everyone's like marketing themselves, letting them know, hey, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. And, don't worry about me. If a 38-year-old Carli Lloyd can make this national team roster, we're in big trouble. Now, here's the comparison. Michael Jordan, when he was 38, he was playing for the Washington Wizards. And I was listening to ESPN yesterday because they're so bored on their minds, they don't even know what to talk about. They're trying to decide, is Michael Jordan, the best, or that other guy who plays for the Lakers, whatever his name is. So that just proves, case in point, Michael Jordan's better because I can remember his name. So they're asking somebody who played against him when he's playing for the Wizards, and they're like, well, that's not fair comparison because that was at the end of his career, and whoever he's talking to is, I was better than Michael Jordan at that time because of his age. Age plays a factor, and if we cannot produce young talent and we're going to keep going to bat with the elderly, that's a problem. And so, yeah, and in the article, and I get, you can't believe half the stuff that you read in the papers, but that's all I got for right now. So she's quoted saying, I'm not ruling it out, when she was asked the question of, are you still considering kicking in the NFL? She says she's not ruling it out. Of course she's not ruling it out. So, she hit that 55-yard field goal in practice with the Philadelphia Eagles with no front line or anything like this. Let me tell you something about kicking. If you're going to hit a 55-yard field goal with no one in front of you, it's not a 55-yard field goal because in kicking in the NFL, you have to go up to get over. Can't just be a line drive where it hits the snapper in the rear end. So I don't know. CNN's bored. At least they're writing about something else versus Doomsday 2020. It's crazy. Everyone's like, Doomsday, it's all come to an end, but whatever. Well, it's that time again to bring on Deep Thoughts with a Deep Voice. Let's see how he's doing.
I am back.
And there he is.
This is the second time in 3 days I'm on your podcast. You can't get enough of me.
I can't.
Coach Cameron.
I can't. You're pretty good at what you do.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate your kind comments.
You are welcome.
Let me give you my deep thoughts with this deep voice. And here's my thoughts today. All you nut jobs that want us to be trapped in our homes, dealing with our own inner demons in our brain, you are evil. And you need to stop trying to control us with your social media and all this complaining about everyone's dying. Only 2% or less are dying, so let them die so we can move on in life.
Whoa. Easy. I don't think that's what we want.
I didn't mean to be harsh, Coach Cameron.
Thank you.
But I feel like we are in war, and because it's war, there's casualties, and so be it. Let us die.
No.
And move on.
That's just not appropriate, my friend.
Yeah, I know that was very mean. Well, just edit this clip.
Nope.
I don't mean to be this way, but I am trapped in my own medulla oblongata head. And the only reason I'm on your podcast right now because I'm bored out of my mind because I can't get out of my house. I just want out of my house. Is that too much to ask?
Yes.
I can't go out because people are watching. If I try to hike a mountain or something like that, people are like calling the police on me. What's wrong with you people? The ones that pull their curtains open to stare at the ones that are not scared, that enjoy the freedoms of hiking a mountain alone, you need to be beat down.
I
And I'm going to
agree
beat you
with
down
that.
with these words of wisdom.
Good. Let's get them.
Go under your covers and just hide long as possible. Let's take the scared cowards and pay them to stay home so they can leave us alone. I'm willing to pay that kind of money. I just want normal life back. Is that too much to ask, Coach Cameron?
Yes. It's not going to happen.
Well, maybe not for you, but for me. We need to get on with life. Carli Lloyd, speaking of Carli Lloyd training on her own like she's getting the best training ever. She's not getting the best training ever.
I agree with that.
How's that even possible? She has no one to play with. And if she does, she's illegally breaking the law.
Yep.
Enough about Carli Lloyd. I'm done talking about Carli Lloyd.
Good. I'm done too.
She's a fantastic player about 10 years ago. It's time to move on. Speaking of moving on, how many of these athletes right now are injecting themselves with all kinds of steroids because they know they're not going to be tested because we are locked down forever? Whoever the drug commission is, they can't get into homes to see if they're illegally taking drugs. So here we are. Everyone's injecting right now because they can't get tested. And when we get out of this quarantine, we're going to have just nothing but super athletes all hopped up on every kind of steroid you can think of. It's a problem. And I need to go. I have things to do. No, I don't. I'm just done with this podcast. Thanks, Coach Cameron, for having me on. I look forward to being back tomorrow and the next day and the next day after that because you cannot have a podcast without me because your voice is disgustingly horrible and it's not a good radio voice.
Okay. Thanks.
I am out.
All right,
Goodbye.
get out of here. That was very rude of Deep Thoughts with a deep voice. Yeah, so a lot of thoughts there. I never thought about that. Are the ones that have access to illegal drugs, steroids and stuff, they can inject away because they know no one's going to bother them for a little while. Who knows? If this thing goes the whole summer, these athletes are just, a lot of them are just injecting themselves with steroids to gain some sort of advantage. But I don't know. I just think it's time to get out of here and move on. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please don't be offended by Deep Thoughts with a deep voice. He's just voicing his most inner thoughts, and we appreciate them. I appreciate having him on the show. And, have a wonderful day. Keep training. Take advantage of this time to be with your family. And, All right. Well, this is Coach Cameron, episode, what is this, 481 or 480? Something like that. Episode 500 is coming up. We're going to have a big celebration. We're going to have Jessica McDonald on. We're going to talk about her game-winning goal with the U.S. women's national team as they won their 500th victory. That's going to be an awesome podcast. My 500th and the 500th victory for U.S. women's national team. And I am out. Goodbye.